Good morning, millennials.
Welcome back to The Toast and happy Thursday. Oh my God, it's just now sort of settling in the latter half of the week energy.
LH levels are high.
LH levels are high, correct.
Happy Thursday, La Turd.
Oh, happy Thursday to you and yours.
Thank you so much. I am sitting on the world-renowned hemorrhoid pillow.
Did you get the one that I have?
Yeah, I shopped your affiliate link, so you're welcome.
She supports women in business.
For the retirement fund. I do feel like a 4-year-old in a booster seat at a restaurant.
I know. And let me tell
I
you,
feel like the 8-year-old driving her mother's car to Target.
1,000%. But let me tell you, like, the benefits so outweigh, because let me tell you this thing, when I'm wearing black pants on the toast.
I'll let you tell me.
Let me tell you, when I'm wearing black pants on the toast and then I have this black pillow, I look like I have the fattest ass, like wide and like sort of like I'm melting into the couch.
Understood. Not good. However, I'm wearing a skirt and then my pillow is gray, my chair is cream. Like
there's contrast.
I might just look like a mess. Like you'll know where I start and end, but it's not going to be pretty.
Now, we have a Gargy Pargy episode. It's Thursday. It's like that day between Wednesday and Friday is how a lot of people would describe Thursday. And it also is a day where we just can kind of relax and unclench. Like Wednesdays are really busy here at the Toast with Dear Toasters. And then Friday's Queenie and Weenie. We're wrapping things up. And Thursday's just kind of where we stop and look around.
Yeah, we definitely take stock of where we're at, recognize and appreciate the space that we're in. How are you feeling about that?
Well, I'm feeling really crazy today because I was at Margot's apartment on Friday and we have a wedding and she was showing me what dress she's wearing because I need to get a dress. And so obviously she got undressed. I want to give a little context as to why I saw Margot's bra. She had on such a gorgeous bra and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it. Like,
you have like bra FOMO.
No, well, because I'm like, and the thing I'm realizing is I don't have bra FOMO. Like I have breast FOMO. Like I looked at Margot's breasts. I'm like, wow, that bra makes her breasts look so nice. She just has like a better breasts than me because I got this bra. I'm wearing it today. First of all, it's like definitely the wrong size. It's Calvin Klein. It's sheer.
It's definitely like underwire push
Jackie,
up.
No. It's like, I would love to show you. Like I really would. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I feel silly. I feel stupid.
It's been less than a week for you to figure that out. I feel like that's pretty good timing. Some people go months like before they realize, what am I doing?
Yeah, this is my first wear and I know immediately that it's not for me.
Okay, well, people make mistakes.
And there are just things like I can be inspired to buy from Margot and I've now learned bras is not one of them.
Yeah.
I need to be influenced by like older heavy-set women.
Maiden types.
Yeah, old maiden type of bras. Like those are the people I need to follow for bra influence.
It's so true.
It's just like I tried.
You wouldn't recommend?
Well, if you are young and tight.
Like, if you don't need a bra, here.
Right, here.
Understood.
If you do, down to Orchard Street you go.
Well, I had a very exciting evening last night because I went to Home Goods for the first time and the world has just opened up to me.
Yeah, I feel like you saying you've never been to Home Goods is not something you should be proud of. Like, it's disgraceful that you've never been.
No, I know. And I was put on to Home Goods when we were in the Hamptons because Ben went every other day to get a little this, a little that for his cooking. Yeah. And he always like wanted me to go with him. And I was like, if I go, I'm going to buy so much stuff. And I need this stuff at home, not for our 1 month left on our rental. So I didn't go and I waited till I was home so that I could get all my tchotchkes. And Home Goods like was everything that everyone said it would be. The only thing is I actually think for me personally, I went at a bad time of year because everything is Halloween right now. And that's not my joy. You know, I just like vibe. Breeze right past it. I don't like fill my home with Halloween stuff. It's just like, I just don't. There's, you know.
You don't have to explain yourself.
I don't have to explain myself. Like,
you are though.
It's like a pagan holiday. And like the colors are not Pliny. So there was a lot of real estate at the store taken up by that I just had to, I look forward to seeing what's there when it's not Halloween. But all in all, like I did so well. I'm still thinking about things that I didn't buy. I think I'm going to go back today and buy them.
Home Goods is a really special place. There are, I think, 1 or 2 in the city. They don't hit the same. Like an urban Home Goods, it's not even close to.
But I also feel
big, like strip mall Home Goods.
I feel like an urban Home Goods is like an oxymoron. They contradict each other because like when you're living in a city in smaller spaces, like you don't have the space for odds and ends and knickknacks. Like you actually should not have those things really. But when you have like a more space and you need things to fill it up, ergo home goods.
But the thing about home goods is like you can find the essentials there too.
Yes.
And for a really long time, there was an enormous Pier 1 Imports like in Flatiron. I feel like that really served the purpose for New Yorkers. We never felt like we needed a home goods. We had the Pier 1. I feel like it's closed. I feel like Pier 1 in general, like, did they file for Chapter 11?
I don't know.
Is Pier 1 in the room with us? I feel like they're not. And like it was good, you know?
Yeah.
It was good.
No, I had the essentials because otherwise how did I get here without my essentials? So I was really going for crapola.
.com.
I found so many fabulous crappy things, but like in a real way. I'm very, very excited. I think this is the start of a great relationship between Home Goods and I.
No, Home Goods is amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
it was everything I was
period.
like hoping for. And I also feel like sometimes maybe you don't have a good Home Goods. You know, everyone's could be different, either low inventory, you don't get the good stuff.
I think they definitely at Home Goods HQ have a quality control issue. I'm being dead serious.
I think a lot of stores
there are
are
some
like
like
that.
run down bad Home Goods.
There are some like good stores. It just depends, really. But my Home Goods was good. It was a good Home Goods.
It puts the good in Home Goods.
So I feel Home Goods proud.
I'm so glad that you've had this awakening. It's
Yeah.
the best place on earth. I think it's akin to like, for me, what people feel to Target, you know,
Yeah.
like they could
Yep.
spend the whole day getting a big, you know, drink and roaming around Target. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I'm surprised
spend,
that 8-year-old girl didn't drive to Home Goods. She obviously isn't in her nesting area yet.
You can't like spend the whole day walking around because the more you fill your cart, like the more of a hazard you become. Because like there's like mugs sitting on the corner of the shelf. There's vases everywhere, and like my cart was full. My
Right,
cart
and you've got like
runneth
3
over.
ottomans in your cart.
And I was like, I'm a hazard. I'm going to take down a shelf full of stuff. Like, it's time to go.
It's not a store you can shop in haste. You really need to be careful and considerate while shopping, not
And
just
you
zooming around.
You max out. You can't just like, honestly, I was halfway through the store and I was like, I guess I have to leave because my cart is full.
No, people literally like be putting full couches in their carts.
But I feel like the people who work at Home Goods like want you to break stuff. They definitely have like a terrible policy where like you break it, you buy it. And they put probably the cracked things on the edge so that you do break it and you have to buy it so they don't have to eat the cost.
1,000%.
That's my Home Goods conspiracy because, like, seriously, how are people not knocking things over
and
every which
Jackie,
way?
the one in the city, like everything's on top of each other.
Right.
Like it's real. It's not even spread out. It's really crazy.
No, what if there was
I
an
actually
earthquake?
think
There was that
the
earthquake one time. What happened at Home Goods New York?
I actually think the last time we were there, which was for our old apartment, Ben broke something and just like ran away.
Classic. Also, one thing that I really wanted was crack, so I didn't get it. But it's like, who did that to me?
Why don't you check online?
That's what Olivia said. But is Home Goods online?
I was going to say, I feel like Home Goods does not have an online e-commerce presence.
It definitely wouldn't hit the same.
No, the magic really needs to be experienced IRL. I agree.
However, like if you find something in the store and there's only like one, but you need two, like Olivia found a pillow she really liked, it'd be really great if they had online to just like add to cart.
By the way, that happens a lot. I see people on TikTok like get the viral Home Goods, and they go to their Home Goods and and they literally are driving all around town looking for the second ottoman or whatever.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that.
No, you're kind
like,
of making me
being
want to
in
go to
my
Home Goods.
future, but I don't want to spend my days like that. Like I think if there's only one,
It's not meant for you.
bygones be bygones. There was only one of the vase I liked, and I had to leave it.
Oh, devastating.
Maybe I'll go back because where I would put it, you wouldn't see the crack.
You just have to find out when inventory day is
Oh,
at your
goodness.
local Home Goods so that you go the next day. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get on like Home Goods reels now. I feel like when I was there, I could really I was like, I've seen this in an influencer's kitchen.
What is, I'm like really blanking on, what is that brand that we became obsessed with that has the mugs with the font?
Ray Dunn.
Ray Dunn.
There was
Ray Dunn
so
is a
much
cornerstone
Ray Dunn.
of Home Goods.
So
and
much.
the Ray Dunn swirlies, like they wait outside Home Goods on inventory day.
There was
So you just
so
need to get
much
in
Ray
with
Dunn.
them. You need to get in with your local Ray Dunn community.
I feel like Ray Dunn is not done, but like there was so much surplus there that it's not what it used to be in terms of
There's no
deficit.
demand.
Well, the demand was met, and now like everyone got what they needed. Now they have all this stuff.
Now they have
Like,
all this supply.
all this pile of stuff.
Yeah. Ray Dunn reminds me, I don't know why I like can't think of stuff today. LuLaRoe.
LuLaRoe.
The
Definitely of
Venn
the same
diagram.
ilk.
The Venn diagram of LuLaRoe sellers and Ray Dunn, like girls who wait outside the store, is just a circle.
Yeah, there were these two chairs, like would you call it? Like sofa chairs almost that I really want to get. Like, how do I get those in my car?
You have to go with Zach, and you need to take Zach's car, not yours.
Yeah, maybe we both go and we put one in each car.
That's the thing about home goods. Like, not only does it require a keen
And how do I like get those chairs to the checkout counter?
So it also requires like a physical strength, and like a real sense of logic. Like, what's the best way to get this enormous chair to the checkout to my car? And it's not like IKEA where they give you those huge like dollies. It's literally the same shopping cart you would use at the grocery store.
No, and the aisles are tiny
because there's so much goodness to be had.
It's so true.
I love this journey for you. Keep us abreast.
I will let you know about the chairs and the vase.
Of course.
And, you know, whatever else I might find. They're selling, like, huge diptyque candles. I saw them on my way out.
Wow.
Yeah. So I might have to go back.
And you know Home Goods is a part of the TJ Maxx and Marshalls family. Like,
yes.
they're all owned.
How does that family work? What's their relation?
Well, in the city, there is the Marshalls in Flatiron on, like, 18th Street is a part of one big store that has a Marshalls, a TJ Maxx. I don't know if there's a Home Goods still
That was
there.
like at Bridgehampton Commons, and like you didn't know which store you were at.
But it's because they're a part of the same conglomerate.
Okay, but like what's the differences in what they sell?
Oh, well, TJ Maxx is like overstock, right? They get deals on high-end items for much lower prices.
From
or like
where?
defective from the brands. Like, you always know it's a bad sign. This used to be a thing that Jeffree Star used to do. He would go to TJ Maxx and see what brands aren't selling. And when you have so much product that's not being sold, you sell it to like a TJ Maxx to sell at half price.
Got it. Okay.
So that's TJ Maxx. Marshalls, I feel like, is a very entry-level department store.
Okay.
You know, it's like kind of a Macy's, but more accessible.
Got it. Because Home Goods like doesn't have like clothes.
No, Marshalls has clothes.
Got it. Okay.
And Home Goods is kind of the furniture department of Marshalls.
Well, I could also say like Home Goods, thank you for explaining it in the title. It's goods for your home. Marshalls should be called like everything goods.
Goods for your closet.
Everything goods.
Closet goods. Yeah, I agree. Marshalls is kind of a terrible name.
Yeah, like I don't know what you're doing at Marshalls.
When I think of Marshall, I think of like a large older gentleman named Marshall.
But like Marshalls like and Lowe's, the two names, like they're just like they do very different things, the stores. But like Lowe's could be Marshalls and Marshalls could be Lowe's. Like what are you selling?
It's actually so true. Like, you know,
at
it's
least
a great
TJ Maxx. I know it's like what is that? But at least they've established like Maxxinista. Like I know
I
can be like a fashionista, but a Maxxinista if I go to like I know.
They worked with what they had and they made the most of it from a branding perspective. I completely agree. I think the Home Depot is a great name for a brand. Like, you know exactly what you're getting.
Thank you. I'm going to Bed Bath and Beyond. Thank you.
I know. Well, that did them no good because they went out of business.
Stop. That's such a loss.
It's such a loss. It's really a loss for the girlies who are engaged because having your registry at Bed Bath & Beyond was like a life hack. You could return like this expensive mixer someone got you and buy anything.
Yeah, it's true.
It was the best place on the planet.
I miss it every day.
Actually,
for
like
the
my
girlies who are going to college, who are going to camp, like where do you go?
No, that like big Bed Bath & Beyond trip you took when you moved into your first apartment, like you needed everything, cups, silverware. That's like one of the fondest moments of my life. And I remember when I went, Ben's mom drove us. And when we were getting out, she gave us her credit card. Like, so generous. We were like, oh my God. Like, it was our first apartment.
Spender.
We had to buy everything. And then we went like a little nuts. We were being disrespectful, but queen.
Ba, ba, da, da.
Spend a little time with me.
Speaking of shopping jaunts, a little update from yesterday's story. We've got a lot of information about the 8-year-old who went to Target. I just want to share with the class.
She's 5'3".
One of the 8-year-old's like former teacher at her school said that she's 5'3". She also made a very interesting comment saying like, if you knew her, this isn't surprising. Like
troubled youth. Troubled youth.
Also video of the 8-year-old driving on the street.
Yeah, that to me put the whole situation in perspective. Like, we're having a lot of fun. If you saw the way this girl was driving, seriously.
Like, it wasn't impressive.
No, not in the slightest, and it was a true hazard. Thankfully, she lives, I want to say, in like kind of a remote area because there was no one else on the road.
And maybe it was a time of day, like a quiet time of day. There was no one else on the road, and the one person who was on the road with her like called it into the police and literally said like, it looks like a kid is driving this car. So like nothing to be admired there.
No.
Also, people who do live in Bainbridge have said that you do not need to get on the highway, that she didn't drive on the highway. And she was driving a Nissan Rogue. So that's like the information I feel was pertinent to the situation.
Also, Tom Petty is dead.
Correct.
Yeah, I said on the show a couple of days ago that he was alive. And
well, first you said he was dead, and then
he was alive in 2014.
First you said he was dead, then you said he was alive. I said, of course he's alive. And then he was dead.
Classic. Oh, something that's happened to me is I've kind of been inundated by the algorithm. The algorithm wants me to watch Dancing with the Stars. And honestly, I'm feeling quite compelled. I've now seen everyone's performances in full. And I'm going to try my best to keep up. And I just do want to say that, because I want to check back in a couple of weeks to see if I was right. My picks for winners in terms of celebrity, in terms of talent, in terms of fans, all encompassing, well-rounded. I'm going with Dwight Howard or Phaedra.
I said Dwight Howard.
Jackie, did you see his performance?
No.
Let me tell you, he has real...
What about Pommel Steve? You said that he was the one to watch.
That's what everybody says, but this is my opinion. Like,
oh, okay. But why? Do you have something to say about why it wouldn't be him? Do you think maybe just he doesn't have the fans?
No, I think the community wants him to win, and he's the obvious choice right now, and they never choose the obvious choice. First of all,
okay.
So that's that. Second of all, I had really low expectations in the actual gutter for Dwight Howard, but he has moves. He definitely has rhythm. He was having so much fun. His performance I was obsessed with, really truly obsessed with. And then Phaedra, Phaedra's my queen, so on a personal level, I want her to win, and then she really has the moves to back it up.
Do you think Danny Amendola stands a chance, or
no? No, actually, I think the only chance he might have is if Xandra's fans vote for him, but she's not even really publicly acknowledging him.
Right. Okay.
So more than ever, Danny needs Xandra.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like Grease, Danny and Zandy.
Lil Xandra.
I'm triggered. How are this? I actually feel like the stories are really good today. I meant to connect with you offline.
They're really solid, and I would say they're all of equal import. So it's not breaking news. And for lesser stories, I actually was at 7 whittled to 5.
Right.
So there's a lot of interesting subject matter to discuss.
As the kids would say, we're being fed.
We're being fed while we're sat.
We are sat on our hemorrhoid pillows, and we are being fed.
And you know what? I ate.
I just want to say this actually is not a hemorrhoid pillow. I need to stop referring to it because I'm going to get a reputation as being a girl who has hemorrhoids. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just don't have. It's a sciatica pillow.
Oh, I have sciatica. Let's see if it helps. Because what I describe, people have said that it sounds like sciatica. When I Google sciatica, that seems to be what it is. So let's see if it helps me.
I just want to say I Google diagnosed myself too, and I didn't get coccydynia. And then I went to a real doctor and got my diagnosis.
But I saw a video about coccydynia, I think because it was someone stitched our episode where we talked about
a doctor or something?
A doctor, and they were coccydynia, also known as tailbone pain. And I just feel that's really minimizing.
Diminishing, yeah.
Of course, we all have pain. Get over that.
I think I speak on behalf of the coccydynia community when I say we're used to it. We are used to this type of treatment, this type of belittlement. Is that a word? And not shocking, but hurtful nonetheless.
Yeah, I was even hurt for you because I was
tailbone pain.
Make it sound like nothing.
Yeah, make it smaller.
My thumb hurts.
You're right. My thumb does hurt. Although I want to say I feel power coming back to my thumb. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more control. I think.
Do you think your thumb is taking power from your tailbone?
I think the two are definitely working together to bring me back to life, the best version of myself.
I think they're connected.
Oh my God, you know what I'm doing tonight?
No.
I'm choking, sorry. I'm going to see my boyfriend.
Maverick?
So close. No, I'm going to see my boyfriend.
Okay.
My boyfriend is performing at Madison Square Garden.
Frank, the physical therapist?
My boyfriend is performing at Madison Square Garden.
I mean, your boyfriend used to be John Mayer. I don't think that's who it is.
Think outside the box a little bit.
I'm trying to think of who's performing at Madison Square Garden that's your boyfriend.
And who is my boyfriend who is on the podcast.
Jet? No. Your boyfriend who was on the podcast. Andy Grammer?
No. Recently. You weren't there.
Jay Shetty?
Oh my God.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
You're supposed to know me better than anyone else.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah, my
I was
boyfriend
really
Sebastian.
thinking a musical artist. That's why I was stumped in the beginning. I'm like, who's your musical artist boyfriend?
He's kicking off 4 nights at the Garden. I'm so proud of him. And he invited me to come.
Oh, he invited you. I was going to say,
Yeah.
like, did you buy
No,
tickets?
No, he invited me. I'm going to go say hi to him.
That's major.
Yeah, just like big podcaster things, you know?
Are you going to bring Ben or no, because it's your boyfriend?
I am, because like Ben loves him. Like that would be mean.
Understood. That's cool. I'm cooking steak
excited
tonight.
Oh my God, Ben cooked steak the other night. Steak is so good.
I've never made steak in my kitchen before. Like, I've never cooked steak before.
That's not shocking. It's like kind of an expert level cook thing.
It is. But we went to a steakhouse this weekend. They had a kosher steak on the menu, so I felt like I had to order it. And I gobbled it down, even though I'm not a big steak eater. Like, it was so fantastic. So,
by the way, talk to Ben, because Ben had a cooking lesson with Jeffrey Zakarian about steak. And ever since then, he has made the most amazing steaks. And Jeffrey really simplified it. Like, it's not hard.
Interesting.
And we use the new Caraway cast iron. It's the best thing to make steaks on. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not an ad, just the truth.
Classic us.
Being honest to a fault.
Are we ready for these stories that we've spoken so highly of?
I mean, you're never truly ready. You just kind of get thrown into it.
It's very true, but I feel like now's as good a time as any.
Sure.
To get into the fast 5 stories that you need to know.
Okay, actually, one thing I forgot to say. I went out to dinner last night, and I was like using the ladies' room, and somebody opened the door on me, and it was my fault. Like I thought I locked it, but I didn't.
In the stall, or it was like
in a stall. So it was like 3 stalls in a bathroom.
It wasn't exposing you to the restaurant.
No, but I've been there before. Where like the one stall bathroom is in the middle of the restaurant, the worst thing on the planet. No, I heard the girl next to me on the toilet, and then the girl who was trying to get into the stall opened the door on her. And I was like, oh my God, moron, lock the door. Next thing I know, literally the door is open. We both didn't lock the door. And it's funny what sounds you make, like naturally, right? I didn't know that she was going to open the door on me. So this was my natural reaction. And like, honestly, I was horrified at the sound that came out of me. Oh! Like literally like dramatic older woman. That's what I sounded like.
I think we have many clips of you making that sound on the show. Like when you get scared, when like the UPS delivery man arrives.
Literally. And there's just kind of nothing worse. What do you think? I always feel really awkward opening the door on other people, but having the door opened on you is far worse.
No, I think it's both really bad. I couldn't say.
Right?
Depends on, were you wearing a romper? In which case, like,
oh my
might
God,
want
so
to just
true.
go straight home.
Thankfully, I was wearing sweater and jeans. Like, I was fully covered.
Totally covered. She should be embarrassed.
1000%. No, she's so aggressive. She literally, 2 people she walked in on in the matter of 10 seconds.
Yeah, no,
Seems like it's a her
if
problem.
the stall door is shut, like, you do open it with caution.
By the way, yes.
Because those locks are a formality. Like, it's not really, they don't really keep people out.
No, and I'm thinking when I went to the bathroom, there were 3 stalls. 2 of the doors were closed and one of them was like ajar. So I just went in that one. I didn't even knock on the other 2. You really you're so right. You need to open with caution even if the door is closed.
Yeah, like take a peek through the side.
You knock like, Ella.
Anyone? Yeah.
Yeah, that girl had no manners. Totally. It was her fault.
Totally. She should be ashamed.
Not me for not locking the door.
No, because like probably you both did lock the door, but the locks on those doors didn't work.
Yeah, it's giving the locks problem, not mine.
Yeah, those are fake locks, like, camp bathroom locks. Like, it's...
Totally.
Yeah, not your fault. Forgive yourself.
Now I'm ready. Are you?
Yep. Without further ado, here are the fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And...
Today's episode is brought to you by Teeny Lux.
That is very true.
So excited to let you guys know that today's episode is brought to you by Teeny Lux because they're a fabulous brand for the sensitive swirlies. You all know Teeny Lux by now. They are one of our favorite new sponsors. If you listen, you know we first found them a couple months ago because I had been complaining on the pod, classic me, about how I find wearing earrings to be so annoying because I'm always so aware that they're there. The founder of Teeny Lux is a toaster, so she reached out saying, can I send you some earrings? I promise these will be the most comfortable earrings you've ever tried. You won't even notice them. For the first time ever, I honestly forgot I was wearing earrings. I didn't even feel them. Their founder started this brand because she also was a sensitive swirly with super sensitive ears and nothing was working for her. They make all of their earrings with pure titanium because it's the safest metal for sensitive ears. If you've ever had problems wearing earrings, you need to try these. So also, if you're like a normal type of girl.
Right.
They just have like cute, adorable earrings.
I have said many times that I could literally put a piece of duty through my earring hole and like I would not get a rash. I would have nothing. But I also just like cute earrings. So I even like Teeny Lux. I think their earrings are so cute.
Yeah, but if you're someone like me who really needs the best of the best, creme de la creme going through their ear hole, you got to go to Teeny Lux. So visit TINILUX.com and use code TOAST at checkout for 20% off your first purchase. That's TINILUX.com. Use code TOAST for 20% off your first order. That's TeenyLux.com, peeps.
Today's episode is also brought to you by Honey Love. So personally, I think Honey Love is a brand that changes lives, right? I've been a customer long before they sponsored the Toast, and I'm kind of honored to be a partner of Honey Love. They have the best shapewear, the best bras. It's really a go-to for undergarments. I found them, I think, on like a Facebook ad a million years ago, and now I've like repurchased 1,000 times different items. So with wedding season being here, there's no need to live in fear of tight dresses. With Honey Love, you can feel your best even when you're wearing less. They use targeted compression to enhance your curves instead of squeezing them. You'll feel hugged, not suffocated, whether you're a bride, a guest, or you're looking for just extra confidence in an everyday fit. They are our go-to at Honey Love for all things shapewear. It's the only shapewear that doesn't roll down no matter how much you groove on the dance floor. They have lingerie-inspired design details that you'll want to show off, and it's made with breathable fabric that keeps you nice and cool. I feel like with shapewear, there's always like a toss up whether you want to look great or feel great. And with Honey Love, it's the first brand I ever experienced where like the results, I look so smooth, everything is super flattering, and I'm not suffocating. Do you know how many times at like a wedding or a work event I've literally taken off my undergarments and thrown them in the trash because I'm so uncomfortable, I can't breathe, and it's ruining my night? So embrace your season of yes with Honey Love's best-selling Super Power Short. It smooth shapes and lifts, giving you a flawless silhouette under any outfit. It's a go-to for an effortless ready look. It has targeted compression technology. It'll distinguish between areas where you want more support and areas you need less compression so you can breathe. Treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/toast. Use our exclusive link at honeylove.com/toast, and after you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about us. Please support the Toast and also get yourself 20% off by going to honeylove.com/toast. Today's episode is also brought to you by BetterHelp. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's episode. So kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. We get caught up in the, everyday busyness, chaos of work, of family, and I feel like there's something you might want to learn in your adult life, whether it's like learning a new language, learning to garden, maybe, beating your friends at bowling, picking up a hobby, things like that. Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back to school era can really come at any age. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's done entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and you'll get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Because it's done entirely online, it's super accessible, so you can talk to a therapist via phone call, video call, text, like whatever medium you're most comfortable with, your therapist will work with you on. So rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/toast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/toast. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's episode. Reconnect with your sense of wonder with BetterHelp.
Thank you, Better Turt.
You're welcome.
Our first story, Bryan has stepped in it. He has
Big time.
apologized for drunkenly tweeting that Kanye West is better than Taylor Swift. So last night, Bryan was on Twitter and he posted a tweet saying this: Eagles greater than Chiefs, Kanye greater than Taylor. And what was the third one?
That was it.
Oh, I thought that.
And then it was like, it's true.
Yeah, he was like, what you guys think? Like,
yeah. Like, definitely drunk.
He has since deleted that tweet, and then he posted
And he is spiraling on Instagram stories.
He posted this on Instagram. He shared the song Fortnite from TTBD and said, "For the record, guys, I wasn't coming for Taylor the other night. I was drunkenly comparing two records and it came out wrong. I know there's a lot of stuff that clouds around Ye, and I was speaking purely musically. I love Taylor's music and pray you guys know I'm human and tweet stupid things often. Hope one day I can explain this to her. Twitter gets me in trouble too much, and I'd say it's best I stay off it. I'm sorry to any Taylor fans I pissed off or let down. Love you guys, and I'm trying my best."
No, he seriously then posted two more with different songs. The Albatross. Just being like, you guys, I'm not backpedaling. I just really want you to know. I hope I can explain this to Taylor one day. Seriously having a meltdown. It's kind of the funniest thing ever. The thing is, it's a bad tweet, right? obviously, like, if we're comparing Kanye and Taylor, like, what is so clearly better than the other? As
Overall, did say musically.
He didn't say that in the tweet, so it looked like just like he was taking Kanye's side in the beef. That's really what it looked like. And then on top of that, like, Eagles greater than Chiefs. Now, I don't have a stake in this game, but like, statistically, that's also incorrect, right?
They literally played each other most recently.
And the Chiefs won. So, like, it's incorrect on all fronts. This isn't the first time that Zach Bryan has, like, made news with his tweets. Like, he does need to listen and learn, you know, like, really stop drinking and going on Twitter. I think a lot of us learned that early on when you get a platform. Now, I'm not a big Zach Bryan fan, but I'm not a Zach Bryan hater. I think I'm more often than not, like, gonna, like,
root for him
because I like his story. I love that he dates an influencer and he's always out here defending that influencer. That's like really all I know about him. And I know that like she gets so much hate because so many girls are so fucking jealous of her. And he is always like telling everyone to fuck all the way off. Like he rides for his girlfriend. To me, it's the most attractive quality in a man. So this tweet was obviously a tough read. I'm a Taylor swirly. I'm loving the spiraling on Instagram. I do feel like he learned his lesson, and that's all we can ask from people, right?
Yeah, I'm rooting for him as well. I do think at his level, like drinking and tweeting is like, it's going to get him in trouble. This isn't even like that bad. It's just putting him in a really bad spot with like Swifties and then, you know, Taylor. And I don't know if Taylor could forgive something like this, but then I also think it's weird that he's like talking about the Chiefs and Taylor in the same tweet. It's giving like coming for Taylor's whole life.
Yeah, no, it felt targeted. It felt targeted, period. It didn't, he said, I'm comparing two records. You weren't. You literally weren't.
Well, it
didn't appear to be about music at all.
He had been posting before that like a bunch of old Kanye songs. Like I think he was like just down a Kanye wormhole. Like
that's fine.
Listening to the great hits, drinking.
That's fine.
And maybe he heard Fortnite in the background, Brianna Chicken Fries playing it, and he's like, Kanye's greater than Taylor.
The thing is that I think anyone who was hoping for a Zach Bryan x Taylor Swift collab, like the dreams are gone. Although,
do you think Taylor could forgive this?
Taylor is at a place where every time she's spotted with someone, there was like a couple like scenarios where every time she was spotted with someone, that person had an old tweet about Taylor. Like, but literally Brittany Mahomes had like old tweets about Taylor. I think it's sort of like when you're at the level that she's at, you can't be bogged down. The only thing is that this wasn't an old tweet. Right. It was literally yesterday. I don't know if she was planning on collabing with Zach Bryan. I don't know. But I feel like she's not going to.
I don't think she's going to forgive this.
Taylor can forgive, but the Kanye of it all, she can't.
Yeah. But then
it's her also, Roman Empire.
But then also the Chiefs of it is weird. Yeah. Like, why you got to bring that up?
The thing is like, I do believe Zach Bryan's a talented musician. And if you are a talented musician, you have to respect Taylor Swift. I find that almost all of them do. Mm-hmm. So I don't think he dislikes Taylor Swift. I don't think he thinks she's untalented. But I don't think his explanation for the tweet is valid. Like, you weren't comparing records. It was clearly about Taylor because you put the Chiefs in there. So explain it. Explain it more. I don't get it.
I do think it was about the music, like in his drunken way. And I felt like maybe he didn't think he needed to explain himself. I mean, like, you know, you're not the best judge when you're drunk, but then they also say like in wine there is truth.
Right. Drunk thoughts, drunk words, sober thoughts.
I do feel like he is sorry, not even because he's getting hate, but I think he's just sorry, period. Like, I think what's in his heart is good, but he stepped in it and like, for what? For nothing. Like,
I know. Like, by the way, I can imagine this is a lesson you have to learn the hard way as like a person with a platform. And some musicians or like actors, their relationship to social media is very different. His, like, he enjoys it. It's not something he feels like he has to do for work or the label.
Part of his success, like that's how he met, like most of his audience like found him because he does his own social media and he's like really like grassroots.
Yep.
So now then hand it over to the label like would also be wrong.
No, but he has to restructure his relationship with social media, Twitter specifically, because he's at this level.
The alcohol. Of course. Just take the alcohol out of the relationship with social media. I think that's a good rule for every person on earth.
Agreed. There comes a time in anyone's life, whether you're a content creator, a musician, an actor who uses social media, where you realize, and for me, oddly enough, Chrissy Teigen taught me this lesson, you don't have to post, like, every thought that you have doesn't need to be shared. Every experience you have doesn't need to be shared. And ever since I really had that realization, I have like deleted countless Instagram stories just because they were like stupid. Like, who fucking cares? Having that realization is so healthy, and I think it's so helpful. And maybe he hasn't had it yet. Maybe this is it.
I don't think this is going to be it, actually.
Maybe.
You know, I think it's going to get a little worse before it gets better.
Okay. I don't think this is going to have a major impact on his career. He
Not
is
at all. I
so
think
successful.
His fans love him. I think it will just like now he's on Taylor's list.
Yeah.
And that's not a place you want to be. It's just not a place you want to be.
She's powerful, and not that she'll go out of her way to hurt him, but she won't go out of her way to help him.
Exactly. And I'm sure like Brianna Chicken Fry is a Swiftie, and like this hurts her, and I'm thinking of her today.
I actually feel like she's not a Swiftie.
Really?
She's not. She's not. Why do you say that? Like she has said she's not?
She just didn't get like why. Like
Yeah, she has like said that she's like she doesn't get the hype.
Maybe Brianna tweeted it.
So maybe it's like a home. Maybe it's a home full of Taylor haters.
Oh, so then if she's not a Swiftie, I don't think, even if Taylor's like, throwing darts at them every night, like they don't care.
Yeah. I
I was more so concerned for her because I'm like, okay, so we're not performing together, revival, backstage with Taylor.
Yeah.
And I was sad for her, but if she doesn't even want that, then literally nobody cares and he's going to do it again. He's going to do it again.
It sounds like they don't give a rip, which is fine and very on brand for him, but the spiraling on Instagram stories does make me question.
Yeah.
Maybe they're at the same label or something.
Universal Studios?
They're all the same to me. Like, I don't know.
No, there's Big Machine, which is just country people.
Yeah, it's Taylor's like Nemesis and Rascal Flatts.
And Rascal Flatts is there, so like I personally can't hate it that much. I'm sorry.
No,
Taylor.
I will have to support Big Machine. It's like I just will.
I'm so sorry. There's Universal, which is where Taylor went.
Columbia,
Republic,
which is Beyonce. Yeah, that's like Jonas Brothers. Republic.
Capital.
Yeah, Island,
Warner
which
Brothers?
is Warner. The thing is, and this is what when I saw the tweet, because people have like well thought out critiques of Taylor and her music, right? If you have like a respectful criticism, you're allowed to hold space for different opinions. Mm-hmm. But the fact that the person he was comparing it to was Kanye made it felt targeted. Because if he had said Sabrina
or Springsteen,
right, greater than, or who does she get compared to? Like the Beatles, sure. Someone at that level, but her and Kanye are not on the same level, and they have completely like a big history. So it was he made a choice.
He did. He made a choice. So
Having in awe, but okay, flat. I
don't even know what you're singing.
Revival.
Oh, okay.
No, not to make everything about me, but Pete Alonso went to the Zach Bryan concert and went on stage, obviously for Revival because he's like a New York hero, and not to be Madison Beer, but like me and Ben were supposed to go with him, but like I had like an engagement party or something, and like I would have been there like, oh Pete,
I had it to the list of regrets.
Yeah.
Hope that's a good friend that you went to a party.
Since we are sports cats, do you know about this big thing happening in sports?
I mean, there's so many.
Yeah, that was pretty big. The baseball one.
Is it keeping up with sports?
It's 50-50. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
So 50-50 is this like baseball stat that nobody has ever hit. Actually, somebody has it. It's called the 50-50 Club. And this baseball player, Shohei Ohtani, who plays for the Dodgers, he's like probably going to hit it. And most recently, the only person who got even close was a 42-42, A-Rod. And it's 50 home runs and 50 steals in the same season, which is unheard of. Now,
I think I saw an interview with Shohei.
Well, do you know he got a 10-year, $700 million contract with the Dodgers?
Damn. I mean, like that's who Sandra should be dating.
1,000%.
Okay.
So, nobody's ever done it. The club won't exist until he creates it. No player has ever hit 50 home runs and stolen 50 bases in the same season. Putting the Dodgers started in uncharted territory. Even if he doesn't record a 50-50 this season, it'll still be like the greatest ever.
Well, did Babe Ruth do it?
Oh, that's what the 40-40 Club is.
Oh my God, no way.
Like Jay-Z's bar, the 40-40 Club. That's like what it is. But now it's the 50-50 Club.
Because he sang bar higher.
And A-Rod, I guess, one time beat the 40-40 Club.
Got it.
Cool. I'm like not really into baseball.
No, me neither.
Yeah, Shohei, he's at 48-48. Before that, last year, Ronald Acuna Jr. was 43 home runs and 73 stolen bases. Alfonso Siriano, 46-41. A-Rod, 42-46. Barry Bonds, 42-40. And Jose Canseco, Josie's dad, 42-40.
Josie's dad.
But nobody's gotten 50-50. Sometimes people have done like really good in one category and not the other.
Right. But you won.
So that's what's going on in baseball. And he's so cute. Have you seen a picture of him?
I have. Rooting for Shohei.
No, I love him. He's so cute.
That's really
Rooting
cute.
for Shohei. I wonder what his personal life is like. I feel like baseball players like are the least thirsty.
Yeah, they're very busy with baseball.
Yeah, like we don't know a lot about them. He's 30 years old. Oh my God, his birthday. He was born same year, 5 days before me.
Oh my
I knew
gosh.
I felt like I knew I felt a connection to Showtime. He's July 5th, 1994.
Wow.
He's 6'4".
Okay, Sandra.
That was the other thing. Xandra. That was the other thing I wanted to say about Dwight Howard is when you're that tall, like you really don't have the ability to be coordinated.
Yeah.
It's just, you can't be good at everything. And like sometimes the time it takes your brain to tell your foot to move, like the moment
show's
has
over.
passed. Yeah. So I was really surprised at his coordination too, because he's a giant.
Proud of him.
Like he has my whole support. I kind of love him.
Rooting for Dwight.
And Shohei.
And of course, and someone
And Sandra.
else that I'm rooting for is
yeah.
our next story. One of my queens. It's actually sad story, sort of. Hayden Panettiere is sparking
my God.
concern with an uncomfortable and sad interview. So Hayden Panettiere gave a sit-down interview to People magazine, a heartfelt interview in which she spoke about vulnerable topics like her brother's death and her daughter, but her demeanor in the clips has sparked some serious concern among fans. So People posted one video of Hayden talking about her daughter, just telling a story about how her daughter's like really similar to her, and something is going on with Hayden in the clip.
So a little backstory for those who don't know, like after Hayden Panettiere gave birth, her whole world kind of fell apart. She had a very, very severe case of postpartum depression, so much so to the point that her child ended up in full custody of her father, the child's father, and they actually live in another country. I actually believe they live in Germany. They kind of wanted nothing to do with Hollywood or anything. And she got treatment for her postpartum for years, like probably one of the most severe cases. And then she struggled with addiction, and then she suffered personal loss. And like a year ago, she did this big interview with People magazine as like, I'm back. Like I am finally through this journey of sobriety, of my postpartum. Like she had been through intense therapy, intense recovery, and it was like she was out on the other side, and she had this short haircut, and she was talking about her daughter for the first time, how like, yeah, it's obviously unconventional that the daughter lives with her father, but like she is like completely unable to be a parent, and she made the very really selfless decision to let her kid's father be the full-time parent. And it was kind of a beautiful moment, and I think people really struggled to understand her until that. And then after that video, her brother passed away. And it's clear that she has not recovered from that and perhaps slipped back into some bad habits because of that grief. And while none of that is like crazy news, the fact that this interview aired, at what point does a tabloid or any media outlet, like at what point do they stop? Like you watch this video, you're like, how many people actually sat in the room for this interview?
Yeah.
Didn't stop it. Edited this interview
and
didn't
aired
stop it. Published this interview. And the comments, I was reading the comments and everybody was like, are you guys kidding me? Like delete this.
Yeah, they're like, take this down, please. Have some respect and compassion. You and someone else, you really didn't need to post this and do further harm. This is just sad. Because, so the video, what she's saying...
She's not speaking anything crazy.
No, she's not speaking anything crazy. Like she makes a lot of sense and she's saying like really beautiful, like vulnerable things. But like her speech is slurred. Her eyes seem very heavy. So I think people jump to the conclusion that like she is drunk.
But this happens a lot, like with, remember we talked about it with like Jessica Simpson, Rachel Ray. This is the most severe I've ever seen.
Yes, this is not like Rachel Ray, also Bucco,
no.
Like Rachel doing her thing.
Tony Danza in her kitchen.
Yeah, not at all.
No.
This was like truly sad and hard to watch, and not something where like with Rachel Ray, like I don't think anybody needed to pull the interview. I think Rach was being Rach.
And the thing is like with Rachel Ray and Jessica Simpson, those are all videos that they put out on their channels. Like they had kind of had consent. When you're in that state of mind,
definitely,
like
People magazine like had consent. She sat down for the interview, like she wanted to do this, but like at a certain point, like it's on them to be like, this feels wrong.
It's heartbreaking. It's one of the saddest videos I've ever watched. And she's talking about how she will never, ever, 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 ever recover from the loss of her brother. So she's like talking about this thing that broke her. It's my first thought when I watched it was like shame on People magazine. And then I opened the comments and everybody was saying the same sort of thing. And I'm glad that we all had the same reaction. But like, at what point do we like punish like these outlets? It's so exploitive. And People magazine, like I feel like at one point in time was one of those like dirty tabloids, airport tabloids, but they've really like stepped up their pussy in recent years and separated themselves from like the Us magazines and the OK. They're like supposed to be
They don't do tabloid gossip. They do like sit down interviews and then they just like write up human interest stories and celebrity news stories, but they're not like so-and-so was spotted here and there. Right. Also, then I saw that first clip that we had sent each other when she's talking about her daughter. Like she's speaking in the video the entire time we're watching her. And then I saw another clip where she's talking about her brother. And I feel like they re-edited it so that it wasn't as quote unquote exploitative. Like the first 10 seconds of her talking, she's just talking over a picture of her and her brother. And then it switches to another picture of her and her brother. Yeah. And then it goes to her talking, but I think they chose a moment where like she sounds better. So maybe they're trying to make it work, but it's very upsetting.
No, Hayden Panettiere is like, in terms of my age, like she was an important person in my life growing up. Like when I think of her breadth of work, like Raising Helen,
Nashville,
Bring It On. But I'm talking about like her child star work, because she was a child star. And I think that this is sort of a cautionary tale for child stars. She's like an example of how it can go poorly. And she's had a lot of like bad public moments in the last like decade or so. And I just really, she means a lot to me, because her work raised me, and I love her, and I feel so sad. And I think that this is really the worst way that like, you know, fame can go. Child star fame can end up. And I feel an overwhelming sense of sadness. And I think a lot of people do. That's why people were so fiercely defensive of her in the comments, because you don't see that a lot, you know, people rallying for a celebrity. But it was so exploitative. Is that the right? Yeah, exploitative.
Yeah.
That it was heartbreaking, especially because I love her.
Love her so much.
She is such a queen, and she literally worked so hard as a kid for us.
Yeah. I'm rooting for her. Constantly. And just, I hope she can find her way through.
And like, who is managing and who's her publicist? Like, because those aren't people, everyone should be fired. Anybody who let you sit down for this interview, an assistant can't like tell you what to do. A manager, an agent, anyone, a publicist, anyone who had anything to do with this, shame on you.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'm sick.
Yeah. Are you ready for our next story?
Yeah.
A curious little story. Looking forward to your thoughts.
Okay.
Oprah Winfrey bought back the rights to an Apple documentary about her to stop its release.
Queen shit.
Oprah Winfrey paid a fortune to Apple TV chiefs to buy back the rights to a documentary about her life. Apple announced with great fanfare in 2021 that Oscar-winning filmmaker Kevin McDonald would be directing the documentary about Oprah. However, sources tell Page Six that the filmmaker who teamed up with Winfrey's longtime producer on the project had clashed with Oprah after he finished the film, and it's been on hold ever since. So a well-placed Hollywood source told Page Six Kevin made the film, but Oprah didn't like it, and he refused to change it, and Oprah has paid back her fee to Apple. A spokesperson for Oprah, who ended her content deal with Apple in September 2022, confirms to Page Six, quote, as the Apple TV deal was coming to an end, Miss Winfrey bought back the rights to her docuseries and has since decided to put the doc on hold. Miss Winfrey believes that her personal filmmaker, Lisa, or the one that she works with, who I think is like Team Oprah, Lisa Ernst Palmer and Kevin McDonald are incredibly talented filmmakers and is grateful for the time and energy they put into the project. A source in Oprah's camp insists Kevin McDonald did not refuse to make edits that Winfrey simply decided, quote, it wasn't the right time to do a documentary before making the unusual move of buying it back.
I could see, you know, this going, like, everyone has their own truth. So I could see it being nefarious. I could see it. She just doesn't want to release a documentary and she's fucking Oprah, and like this money to her is like $100 to a normal person. Like, I could see, I don't know which is the right, what actually happened. I don't know what the truth is, but goals, like, to be able to, you can't, like, you're Oprah, you are so wealthy, you can't be shoved into doing anything you don't want to do. And you have the privilege of changing your mind too. Because what if she did just change her mind? Like, everybody knows a lot about me. What do I need to give them more? You know, let me protect my peace a little bit.
You don't think that thought would come like before she sat for the documentary?
But I'm saying she changed her mind.
Right. So you think it's just as innocuous as that?
I don't know. I'm saying it could be something nefarious. Like, he insinuated, there's so many conspiracy theories about Oprah, when I feel like at the end of the day, she's just a queen who needs to be left alone. And I feel like they're all untrue. But when you get to that level of billionaire status and you hang out with the people that you do, the conspiracies come with the territory. Like, you just become a billionaire and people start thinking things about you. It is what it is. I believe that Oprah is a wholesome queen. I really do. Mm-hmm. I don't believe any of the shit that they're saying about my queen. And I love this. Like, she's so real for that. Like, oh, I'm in a contract I don't want to be in, a normal person, like it ruins their life.
Yeah.
They can't even imagine of paying the breach of contract fine. Oprah, pennies on the dollar.
Okay.
I don't know what the truth is.
Okay, Big Oprah.
Yeah, oh, I'm being paid by Big Oprah. No, I ever since Blame Shame in the weight loss game, like they couldn't make me ever hate Oprah.
Yeah, I understand that. I definitely think there's a little more to the story. Like obviously,
for sure,
the documentary's unflattering. Like now I need to know what's in there. But we never will because she has that sort of power, and that's nice.
Yeah, it's not as like, you know, perfect as they're saying. Never mind.
Like it anymore.
Of course, there's probably something more going on here. But
I actually think it is the perfect time for an Oprah documentary. Like, she's 70 years old. Like, there's a lot of story to tell. She would go on a and she's still around to tell us more. Like, it would be actually a great documentary.
Yeah.
And if it was the right time 2 years ago when she sat for it, like, it's certainly the right time now. I just think, you know, maybe Kevin painted her in a light she didn't like.
Right.
What light?
And how nice that you are able to, even though I can't imagine Oprah getting herself into a scenario. She has a production company. She has unlimited means. So if she wanted a documentary made about herself, I can't imagine that it would end up unflattering. Like, that's so not believable. Do you know what I mean? You have all this power, and you're not just like a random celebrity. You're a billionaire from your productions. Like, you have a production company, Harpo.
So I think that the documentary is probably like mostly like in partnership and flattering, but like this guy who came in as a filmmaker, at the end of the day, like it's his job to tell the story, right? I think like documentarians take that really seriously. Mm-hmm. Like they're not there. It's not a puff piece.
They want to leave you with like a question.
No, they're going to like find what the story is. They're like journalists in that sense. That's probably how they see themselves. So it's not like, oh, I'm just doing this as a favor to Oprah. And like, it's going to be like shame, blame, and the weight loss game with Oprah. Like, what do I find? I'm going to tell that story. So maybe like, that's what was made. That's not what she had in mind. And it's a no-go.
It's just boss behavior.
And I just want to say, like, I have no idea what he could have
what
found.
Could be,
like,
right.
And maybe it's just like her personality came off bad. Maybe she looked mean.
Right.
Like,
that happens
could be
sometimes.
Something as simple as that. Or it could also be, you know, Epstein Island.
Right. When you're a celebrity, like, and everybody's crawling up your ass, you do lose that like sense of self-awareness. Like, am I coming off poorly? And maybe she saw herself like just in a personality level in a light that she didn't like.
Yeah. And it's just like
she is America's sweetheart. She's like this sweet older lady.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a perfect segue to our next story.
What number though?
Number 4. Like,
I'm sorry to break up your perfect segue though, because your perfect segue is brought to you by Amazon Live.
Okay, that's fine.
So for those who live under a rock, Amazon Live is a shoppable experience on Amazon where you can learn about the hottest products from influencers and creators like me and shop while you're watching. So you'll find beauty must-haves, get ready with me demos, live try-ons, and all the latest trends for our Gargy-Pargy swirlies. I feel like Amazon Live is like, they're doing exactly what we need from them. They're getting the best people to just like tell us what they love, beauty-wise, fashion-wise, home-wise. They have like these gorgeous sets and they stream live with these like funny, interesting people. They tap into a lot of influencers. Me and Margot did a series with them. Obviously, Paige is kind of like blowing up on Amazon Live. I think it's so fun. Obviously, I love doing them. They're super, super fun. But I love watching them too. So if you like tea, there's plenty of reality stars. They always are making waves. Like I feel like Kyle Richards, Lala Kent are always going on and like sharing big stuff. Obviously, Paige DeSorbo has a new show, In Bed with Paige DeSorbo, where she invites top tier guests to join her favorite place, which is her bed. And then they obviously are sharing their favorite cozy comfort products that are all shoppable on Amazon. Ben and I did an Amazon Live. We did a cooking one. They actually came to our house and we did it in the kitchen. We made fried chicken sandwiches, mac and cheese. It was really premium. Very, you know, Rachel Ray moment of Ben and I. So you can stream and shop my channel on Amazon Live by going to amazon.com/live/girlwithnojob, or you can watch and enjoy the best of Amazon Live on their new live TV channel on Freevee or Prime Video under the DIY section, and shop along on your phone at the same time. It's super fun. It's like a slippery slope. Once you get involved in Amazon Live, you start following all your favorite creators. It's so much fun to watch, to shop. So thank you, Amazon Live, for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode is also brought to you by Horoscope Weekly. We want to share a new podcast with you called Horoscope Weekly, hosted by the brilliant author and astrologer Aliza Kelly. Horoscope Weekly takes you on an insightful and personalized cosmic journey. So every week, Aliza interprets the latest astrological events, bringing you cosmic insights for the week ahead, along with detailed guidance on what you should expect this week based on your unique zodiac signs. Obviously, I'm a Cancer. I feel like a lot of people like feel really personal and really
Yeah.
connected to their horoscope, and why not listen to a podcast about it? So whether you're an astrology enthusiast, a curious newcomer, let Horoscope Weekly with Eliza be your guide through the stars. New episodes are released every Monday, and you can listen to them wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Horoscope Weekly with Eliza Kelly. That's ALIZAKELLY. Toasters, horoscope lovers, let this be your calling to listen to Horoscope Weekly. New episodes are released every Monday, and they're available wherever you get your podcasts. So just search for Horoscope Weekly with Eliza Kelly. That's ALIZAKELLY.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
CLAUDIA.
So I was talking about a sweet older lady.
Yes, her image was incongruous with who she really was, which was a great segue into our next story. First trailer for Ellen DeGeneres' stand-up special is out. So
I didn't see.
her new special, I'll give you the highlights. Her new special called For Your Approval will premiere globally on Netflix on September 24th. So in the trailer, here are the bits of things that she says. She said, "All right, well, let me catch you up on what's been going on with me since you saw me last. I decided to take up gardening. I got chickens. Let me see what else I can tell you about that's been going on. Oh, yeah, I got kicked out of show business." And so it goes. So she goes on to discuss being labeled, quote, the be kind girl that wasn't kind. She said, "Here's the problem. I'm a comedian who got a talk show, and I ended the show every day by saying, be kind to one another. Had I ended my show by saying, go fuck yourselves, people would have been pleasantly surprised to find out I'm kind."
That's funny.
No, but you did say be kind. Every single day you told us to be kind while you weren't being kind. Like, that's a problem.
Yep. This is where being a comedian is so fabulous, right? Because it gives you a creative outlet, but two, like an opportunity to just like laugh with everyone instead of like being laughed at. And so I don't know what the right way to come back from scandal is, but as a comedian, I think this is a really good one.
Well, this is also not really a comeback as far as what she said. Like, this is a burn it all down show. She said it's her last thing. I
love
do
that.
think she wants the last word, because right now the way it all ended was like Ellen was booted out of show business, not Hollywood, because like she doesn't need money. She has all the friends.
No, and she has
all the
connections.
Yeah, like I'm sure she could even do like produce, like, but people didn't want to see her anymore. So everybody's going to want to see this. I feel like whatever she has to say, she's going to say it all. And that we said when we were talking about the special to begin with, like, someone who has nothing to lose is just like a very interesting person to hear from.
No, I'm sat on September 24th. Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually really looking forward to this. And I'm so curious what her sort of explanation is it going to be. Is it going to be like, everybody lied, I'm not mean? Or, yeah, I mean, everybody I worked with was stupid, sue me. Like, because you said it's a very burn it all down, last you'll ever hear from me. So she doesn't have to back up anything that she's saying. She can like kind of lean in. Or be like, is she going to paint herself as a victim? Or, yeah, like, that was me and, eat my ass.
I think not paint herself as a victim, but definitely paint it as it like being overblown and like she was just having like normal human behaviors and reactions, while also trying to put forth a positive message. I don't know. I think she's going to try and like make us feel stupid.
No, I'm like really excited to see what she does with this, because it definitely has the potential to be like iconic and historic. If this is really your last way of going out, everybody thinks all these things about you. Are you going to come out and be like a weenie? Like, no, they were mean to me. Or are you going to be like, yeah, that was me. Suck it.
Yeah, like it reminds me of Erica Jane's tagline from Beverly Hills. I have nothing to hide and nothing to lose, and that makes me dangerous.
Yeah, like a scary thing, right?
Yeah.
Ellen will never run out of money. She is, generationally wealthy for life. She has unlimited connections within Hollywood. People within Hollywood still like her. So what, she can't, sell tickets to a show. She doesn't want to anymore. So if she did want to just burn it all down, that's iconic.
Yeah. Then there's another quote from the trailer that's giving just like a little bit, I don't know, you'll judge it for yourself. She said, she talks about how most women aren't raised with confidence. She says, quote, we're too self-conscious, which is why you rarely see a woman playing the air guitar. She also shares that rather than going into show business for money, she said it was about healing my childhood wounds. I thought if I can make people happy, then they'll like me. And if they like me, I'll feel good about myself. And all I can say about that is thank God for the money. So like, a little bit like, I don't know about like, so if I don't hear all this.
Yeah, it's like, don't bring women into
like
this.
Women and like I want to be like the childhood trauma of not being liked. Like, I'm sorry.
That's no excuse. You're literally 70.
I'm no longer sad. I'm getting up.
Yeah, and one of my actual least favorite things is when people in their grown adult lives like act poorly and blame it on the way that they grew up. And it's like we all have things from our childhood, and you being an animal and a bitch because of it, like, is not an excuse. You get to a certain point where it is on you
to be fair,
heal from that. And she's literally 70.
I don't think that's what she's doing there. I think she's just like telling the story of like how she got into show business. I think she's trying to relate to women on like a level of like confidence and this and that. But like, Ellen, you're not relatable. Like, just
and by the way, that's what her last special was all about. I think it was literally called Relatable. She's like, oh, when I get off my gold toilet in the morning and my servant brings me my coffee. It was funny. Like, it was how she's so wealthy, she's lost all relatability. So to now her next special try to attempt to be relatable, it's like, yikes.
And who knows, like, which part of this trailer, like, she'll really dig in on. Maybe we'll hear funny anecdotes about her chickens. I hope not. I do hope it's more of the kicked out of show business stuff. But maybe someone at, iMovie thought that this would be a good part of the trailer.
Yeah, well, we need to see it.
Talk about women struggling with self-confidence. Like, I love hearing about women and how we can get confident from just, like, other people.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, from you. I love hearing about confidence from you. I would actually take confidence tips from you.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
If anybody's looking for tangible tips on confidence, just, like, be delusional.
Fake it till you make it.
No one can tell me shit like in my head, but in my head I'm like, oh my God, I'm like the biggest loser on the planet, but I'm so sickeningly gorgeous.
Yeah. So that's September 24th, Ellen.
I'm sad. Oh, speaking of big things coming out, at midnight tonight, Katy Perry's album drops.
Oh my gosh, I will be listening in the morning.
As will I.
I'll listen while I get ready tomorrow morning, and I'll let you know my initial thoughts.
Me as well.
Even though I know none of you are asking for them.
Not a single one.
But I just know, like, it's something that we need to do. We're on a journey, and we need to see it through.
Yep.
Our fifth and final story is a little more content news because SNL has announced their season 50 hosts and musical guests. So they have put out the next 5 weeks of hosts and musical guests. And if you care about these things, here they are. September 28th, Gene Smart and Jelly Roll.
I saw the funniest tweet. It was like, please don't make Gene Smart say, once again, Jelly Roll.
However, she will have to.
I love her. Like, she's like, SNL's not funny, and like it's bad, but sometimes a host can transcend that. Like, and she's really talented.
Yeah, she has a chance to transcend for sure.
Yeah.
SNL is just like really, really bad. So
and it's such a shame because this lineup is so premium.
Yeah, if it were a good show, like, wow, I'm sat on a Saturday night.
I know.
But no, I might not. I probably won't watch any of these. Maybe some clips if you guys really insist. October 5th, Nate Bargatze and Coldplay.
That's actually really interesting because it was such a big deal when Nate Bargatze was on last season because he was like kind of an internet comedian podcaster. And it obviously did well because he's back the next season. October
12th, Ariana Grande hosting, Stevie Nicks musical guest.
That's definitely confusing. I actually would have thought the opposite.
And I think Ari should be doing both. Like, I think obviously there's only a few people who can do both, and Ari's one of them.
If you're a musician who's hosting and you're not performing, it's definitely like raises a red flag. And I feel like it goes back to what I was saying earlier in the week, where it's like she's on her Lady Gaga shit. She's like kind of leaving the pop world behind. Sorry, I'm in an Oscar-winning movie. Like, don't talk to me.
It hasn't even come out, and it's won an Oscar. Right. I'm an actress now. I won't be singing. Don't get it twisted.
Correct.
Even though I'm singing in the movie.
Unless you want me to sing in the movie.
Yeah, she is singing in the movie.
Right.
Wish she was doing both because that's such a flex.
No, it would have been amazing if Ariana Grande was the host and then Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo were the musical guests. That would have been great promo for the film.
Oh, I guess by the time October 12th, like, we're getting close to Wicked coming out, but it's still a little early.
Yeah.
October 19th, Michael Keaton and Billie Eilish.
Must miss.
That's going to be super fun and cheery. November 2nd, John Mulaney and Chappell Roan. So there it is, Chappell Roan's SNL debut. That'll be a big night for Miss Chap.
That will officially, I think, mark her stardom. Like, obviously she's huge, yada yada, but SNL is, and I want to say it really is such a shame that it's such a piece of shit show because the booker at SNL like works overtime. The booker always crushes it, like premium talent for what?
Right.
It's
Right.
honestly, it's Nina Katz. If you know, you know.
It's what?
Nina Katz.
Is that from Sex
Nina.
and the City?
Yes.
Okay.
When Carrie finds out that Aiden has a new girlfriend, it's Nina Katz, and then she makes the face, and she's the booker for SNL.
Got it. Well, no, the booker is booking.
The booker is booking.
Honestly, it's like Colin Jost. I guess we've got to put it on because the show is bad, and he's like takes a big credit for the show.
Yeah, it's true.
And everyone else too. But like, I don't know. I just feel like he makes it like a really big stink that he like
And
writes the show.
they did a big chop. They got rid of a bunch of people, which I think was the right choice. They onboarded a bunch of new people in the last couple of years, and they never took off. Like obviously Chloe Fineman like was new and instantly became. Bowen Yang was new and instantly became. It takes like a year or two for you to take off. But then if you don't, you're just kind of like dead weight on the show.
Sometimes they just need, but they do need people who like can play a lot of characters that like not everyone's gonna be Kate McKinnon, but like
Yeah, they need
she
background
needs people
actors.
to prop her up too.
Yeah, but they brought on 3 new people, so that'll be interesting to see. I feel like the most recent person who like joined and had a moment is Sarah Sherman. She was in that Bat Mitzvah movie with Adam Sandler. I actually like her.
I don't think you do, but yeah,
Oh fuck.
I don't think
I don't.
I don't think so. I'll have to double check. but
Shit. Yeah.
it's giving. I don't think you do.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right. No, it's okay. It happens to the best of us.
It happens every day.
It does. Was that the 5th story?
That was the 5th story.
Oh my God, what are you gonna have for lunch?
Oh, such a great question. I have some fresh sourdough, like not to brag, so I'll probably just have a slice, maybe a hard-boiled egg on top.
That actually was like extremely braggadocious of you.
Well, I think you'll be having fresh sourdough soon. I think fresh sourdough is in
think?
your future.
Well, you
Oh.
never gave me your starter.
No, I just meant like when I come see you, I'm going to bring you a loaf.
Oh, you are. Bring me some
course.
starter too.
I'll bring you some starter.
Like whatever. I want to have it just in case.
Honestly,
I feel
like you should make Ben get into it. I don't think it's for you. Like I
Oh,
think
you
it's for
don't?
Ben. Like Ben is he's in the kitchen, so he's the one who needs to be reminded to feed it every day.
yeah.
I think it's for Ben. And like it would be great for Slender September and all of his content, and like everything pairs nicely with a fresh slice of bread.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can't believe you're bringing me a loaf. I'm so excited. I was like, what is she talking about? I'm gonna get into it. Sounds like a threat.
No, it was a threat that I'm going to bring you some. Of course,
Oh my
Turby.
God. Yay.
Of course.
So you're gonna throw a loaf and Charlie in your suitcase and come to see me.
Yeah, maybe a couple other things too. Ben's AirPods that I accidentally took from the Hamptons that he now has in lost mode, and so they ding in my house 24/7 because he was looking for them.
Tell him to unlost mode
I will,
them.
and I sent Zach to the post office to send them back, and I guess Zach like texted Ben like, "Where do you want me to send them?" And Ben was like, "Oh no, Jackie, you should just bring them when she comes." So now they'll be dinging all the way there. He's right for that because like, who wants to send AirPods? They'll be dinging UPS like he's going to send the driver
And
mad.
by the time they get here, like someone will have smashed it because it's like pissing them off.
Yeah, so if you do see him, if I remember first, I'll say it to him, but I forget. If you see him, like tell him to turn off lost mode. They are found.
I'm right on top of that, Rose.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you guys so much for listening to today's toast. Hope you enjoyed every minute of this latter half episode. Thanks so much for listening to this. Oh, you didn't ask, but I'm having Lenwich for lunch.
Oh, well, maybe you should invite Dana because you know that's her favorite spot.
Lenwich, like the salad girlies, like in New York. I feel like salad culture is so crazy. Like chopped and just salad. Actually, really like just salad and sweet green. And like these bitches are sleeping on Lenwich. It's because it's the dumbest name. You would never say, "Oh, Lenwich, let me go get a fresh chopped salad from there." But you're not living.
Well, Dana says they also have the best tuna salad in town. So,
Ooh, I'll get some for Ben and we'll decide.
and don't tell him it's from Lenwich. Like say, "Oh my God, this new deli opened up by us."
Blind
like,
taste test.
I saw like a TikTok. This place went viral. Like you have to try the tuna. Do it.
I love that.
Do it.
I'm going to show you the fastest way you can Monday, Friday, and YouTube for watching. So YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as podcasts and where podcasts can be found. So it's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iRadio, Castbox, all the places where we listen to podcasts. Find us, social, leave a 5-star review about a beautiful, stunning, and wickedly talented we are. Love ya. Oh my God, I keep stealing your line. Sorry.
Love ya. Bye.